Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclyde's MTG. We got more Crimson Vow spoilers from Halloween night, October 31st. Cannot wait. We only got a couple. Probably going to jump off with a whole lot next week. So let's stay tuned for that. So remember, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Uh, it helps support the channel. Put some comments down below. Helps feed that YouTube algorithm. I really do appreciate any support you can give me. Also, in the description, there's a link to the eBay store where you'll find all the cards I open and all the box opening videos, along with other things for sale. That also helps support the video, get you a little something, while getting me a little something. So, also, don't forget, guys, we have right up here we have two boxes of Modern Horizons 2 set boosters, one box of double masters. The prices are in the description if you'd like me to open them on the video for you and then send them to you. The prices does include first class shipping with tracking, straight to your house. Dun dun dun, just in time for Christmas. So keep that in mind. Anything you can do for help, and let's get started on this quick spoilers for Crimson Vow. So we'll start off first with our thing that's not in English. We have the Sigardian Paladin. So the Sigardian Paladin is a white, green, and 2 human knight. As long as you put one or more +1/+1 counters onto a creature this turn, Sigardian Paladin has trample and lifelink. For a white, green, and 1 target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it gains trample and lifelink in a turn. So not terrible for an uncommon. It is a 4/4 for 4, so it does make it rather on rate for fallish cost goes. And it's going to work really well with all the counter multiplication stuff White's got going on and green. So great, it's going to be great, obviously, in sealed and draft and limited format because it's 4/4 for 4. It has some bonus stuff going on. I honestly, though, don't think it's going to see a whole lot of play outside of that. Maybe it'll see some commander play. But I honestly don't think so. It's only uncommon, and I really don't think it does enough to kind of give you that wow factor. So, moving right along, next thing we have is a very bad cloaked cadet. He's so cloaked you can almost not see him or his card. But anyway, what it says is for a green and 4, you get a 2/4 with training. If you guys don't remember, training is when you attack with a creature with training and another creature, and that other creature has a greater power. You get to put a +1/+1 counter on the creature with training. Now, it also says whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on one or more humans you control, you get to draw a card. Only triggers once a turn. So this is going to be phenomenal. Um, when it comes to sealed, draft, and limited. Um, although 5 mana is going to make it really hard to be playable and usable to some extent. This is definitely not going to see any standard play. It costs way too much and does way too little. And maybe Commander could do something with this just because it has that draw card ability. But really, other than that, I don't think it's going to see a whole lot of play outside of limited. Moving right along. Next here we have the Dread Feast Demon. Very nice. So we have a 6/6 for 7, 2 black and 5. It flies. Beginning of your end step, you sacrifice a non-demon creature. If you do, create a token that's a copy of the Dread Feast Demon. Sweet Mother of God. This thing could be insane. In limited and sealed. Maybe some commander play. I'm not really sure. I mean, it's a demon. It doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, the copy thing is cool. But you gotta have other stuff in play. Uh, really don't see this thing doing anything in standard or any other formats. This is probably only going to be a sealed or commander card at best. Yeah, so not a great rare, but we'll have to see. Moving right along. All right, so we have the Twin Blade Geist. So for a white and 1, you get a 1/1 with double strike, so that's not terrible. Its Disturb is an equipment enchantment again, basically, or just an enchantment. You enchant a creature, creature has double strike. If it goes away, then obviously this gets exiled. Very interesting. Probably going to be very useful in limited and sealed because you almost want to block just to save life points so you can give something else that's better than this double strike. So that sounds really good, or just purposely put it in your graveyard by some means so you can use the good side of it. I don't think this is going to see a whole lot of standard play. It might, If double strike is something that we need in the white weenie deck. Other than that, I don't see us doing a whole lot. To be honest with you, it'll be great and limited. I don't even think it's gonna do anything in commander either. So we'll have to wait and see. Moving right along. Hey, something actually looks good. So we have the Overwhelmed Oddity. So 2 green and 2 for a 4/4 with trample and haste. So this thing is bonkers. So uh this is probably going to be the new um this is probably going to be the new beast. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, so had a brain fart, looked it up. This is going to be the new QB, your new quarterback, your new questing beast. Yeah, it's easily blockable, but it has trample, so it's going to get through. It has haste. It's 4 mana. It's just nuts. And if it doesn't get dealt with, for 7 mana, it becomes a trample haste 8/8 that gives everything +1/+1 and trample and haste, which is bonkers. Um, Plus, the QB was legendary. This is not legendary. You can lay these back to back to back and just start beating down someone's door with it. I think this is going to be at least a $5 to $10 rare, and maybe even more. Um, this just seems like a real powerhouse in the format, so I start watching out for this thing. Moving right along. Um, oh yeah, the thing we just looked at is going to be good in every format except for modern back, by the way, because it costs too much for modern and back because it's 4. But anyway, so the Brine Combiner is a blue-white and 1/1. It says when it enters the battlefield or becomes target of an aura spell, you create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So that's really cool. This is a 1/1 that comes in with a 1/1 flyer, so 3 mana for basically 2/2. That one of them flies, not too bad. The disturb side of it. When it enters the battlefield or enchanted creature becomes target of an aura, create a 1/1 spirit token creature with flying, and then it gets exiled. So the cool thing is when you enchant something with this, you're going to get your 1/1 again. It only costs 2. This seems like a really powerful uncommon, especially for limited. I'm not sure if it's going to see a whole lot of play in standard, but I think in standard is the only format it's going to see play, because in other formats I just don't think it does enough and may cost too much and be a little too slow. So limited sealed, and if it's going to make a hit, it's going to be in standard, boys. Maybe Pioneer. I doubt it though. All right, so here we have the Vile Spawn Spider, and that is the worst picture ever. Good God, people. So for a blue and a green, you get a 2/3. That's already pretty good. Has reach, even better. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. That could be good if you want it to be. Um, for two colorless, a green and a blue, you can tap, sacrifice the spider, create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each creature card in your graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery. So this is going to be a big card in draft and limited formats. Just because late game, if you get this thing to stay around for 1 turn and you sacrifice it, you can make a horde of insects that could probably win you the game. Um, is this going to be a thing in standard? I don't think so. Blue green's not known for its combat prowess. Let's say where they play lots of creatures. So I don't think it's going to be anything in there. It might be a decent commander card to some degree, but basically this is a limited card only, I think. Moving along, next we have, oh, here it is, guys. We have Troxrill the Corrosive. So a mythic, 2 black and 5, so 7 for a 7/7. Now, at the beginning of each end step, you put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. So that's your entire opponent's field. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 for each slime counter. So eventually, over time, you'll kill all their creatures. Also, whenever a creature you don't control with a slime counter on it dies, you get a 1/1 black slug creature token. And for a blue and a black, you can sacrifice your slugs to draw cards. This thing is bonkers. This is going to be so huge in Commander, especially when you can cheat it onto the battlefield. This thing just seems just amazing. I don't think it's going to see a lot of standard play unless there's some way to cheat this onto the battlefield, just because 7 mana seems a bit much unless ramp becomes a thing again. But it's really in the wrong colors for ramp. In limited, of course, this is going to be a powerhouse, which will just end games. But it's also going to be really good in limited if you play it in a thing where you actually have a sludge monster. You know, it says here, black blue. Sludge monster is black. It makes everything slimes and gives them slime tokens or slime counters. So yeah, it'll start making stuff die really quick. So I think this is gonna be a powerhouse. It's probably easily gonna be a 10 plus mythic. If it picks up in Commander, it could easily be 20. But we'll have to wait and see. So, moving right along. Next we have the Kessick Wolf Rider. This is an amazing card for a rare, guys. 1 red for a 1/2 with Menace. Already okay. But just the ability that for 1 red and 2, you can tap, exile 3 cards from your graveyard to create a 3/2 red wolf token creature is nuts. Because notice it says 3 cards. It doesn't say what kind. It can be any cards. I think this is going to be a really good rare. I think this is something that Red Rush has been needing for a long time, so it can start using that card advantage that it gets from early creatures and then have something later in the game to sustain that aggro ability. Plus, it has menace, so it's not going to get blocked a lot of times. I think it's easy with $5 rare. Going to see a lot of play in limited. It's definitely going to see some standard play. It might even see play in modern, just because it's 1 red. It is 3 to start, which might be a little hard. But I think it's got the legs. It might be modern playable, and it definitely could be pioneer playable. So moving right along. Here we have the Angelic Quartermaster. We have 2 white and 3 for a 3/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures. So not the greatest. 5 mana 3/3. If you don't have any other creatures, it doesn't really do anything. Kind of lives with what it says though. You know, it shows up. Hey, I'm a 3/3 here. Have some weapons. It's going to be fine and limited to a point, but it's not selling places. It's going to see any play. I mean, just to be honest with you, I just don't think it does enough in any other format and costs too much. Here we have the Lunar Rejection. This is the most terrifying picture I think I've seen. Anyway, it's a blue and a colorless instant. Return target. It says wolf or werewolf creature to its owner's hands, and you draw a card. Pretty sweet. Now, if you cast it for Cleave, that's 4 mana to return target creature to owner's hand, and you draw a card. So I think this is going to see a lot of limited play. A lot. Honestly, though, I think it's only sideboardable and standard at best. Just because werewolf decks and wolf decks are not everywhere. And cleaving for 4 just to draw a card and make somebody pick up a permanent. I mean, you already have cards for 1 blue that do that. Let you scry 1, which is almost as good. So I don't see this seeing a whole lot of play other than limited. Moving right along. Next here we have a pretty sweet common. We have the Fearful Villager. A red and 2 for a 2/3 with Menace. And it has Daybound, obviously. And then you have the Fearsome Werewolf, which means when it flips over, it becomes a 4/3 for 3. So not terrible. It's a great common for limited and draft. It's the only place it's probably going to see play. But it's going to be a great draft card. It's actually, 2/3 for 3 is not bad. 4/3 is better. And it has a menace, so I think it's on par being okay. I think it's playable. And there you have it, boys and girls, and 3% young ladies. That is the spoilers for Halloween's Crimson Vow October 31st edition. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, remember to be kind, and I hope to see you across from the game table at Crimson Vow's pre-release.